What's up, everybody? My name is Danny Ferrari.
My name is Parker Ament.
We are Excellent Sound, and we are here for a very, very special full circle moment for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And finally, for the first time ever, we're saying this, ever, we have Boombox Cartel, America is here. Let me say that again. For the first time ever, we have Boombox Cartel, America is here. And he's going to be opening up some project files and talking production with us, bro. Thank you so much. This is a huge fucking deal.
Guys.
Yeah. Full circle moment for us.
We don't have to try to remake what's going on right now.
We get to see how it's actually done.
Straight from the source.
You guys did a pretty good job. I'm going to say that.
Thank you. We try, but we are
Means a lot.
We're definitely heavily influenced by you as a producer.
Thank you.
And have been and continue to be for a very, very long time. We love the way that you produce music, and we're so excited to see. So what do we got here?
Well, this is now the Reaper project file. And obviously this is a joint project between me and Jorge. So,
yeah,
you know, this is pretty common, a pretty common song, and I thought it was probably best to maybe show this one.
Yes, they're going to love this.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
But yeah, how do you guys want to go about it? I mean, this is kind of it. It's a little messy, but
I think the first thing that I would love to talk about is, I think one of the things that you guys, there's among many things, is that you guys are known for is your drums. So I think showing us maybe just like how you're layering your drums, maybe how you're processing them, and also how you're coming up with those grooves. You guys are really great with the space in between, holding some of those. What did you used to call them? The pockets in between, right? Where it's this.
Oh yeah, it's just like the silence.
Yeah, like playing with silence and having parts sort of suck into each other, especially for like a hybrid trap. So let me ask that more simply. Can you show us how you make some of the it's better for a clip, right?
So excited, dude.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry.
Dude, go for it, man.
Okay. Can you show us your process on making drums, layering them, and producing the grooves? Is that good?
We're going to put 20 years all into 20 seconds.
With these drums.
Yeah. Well, okay, these drums, you know, these are Jorge's. He put them in tan. He works with, he color codes tan stuff a lot.
Tan's really interesting.
Jorge loves the tan.
Okay.
So.
Drums are tan. Okay, I like that. That's good to know.
This is verse, obviously. If we want to dive into the spaces, I think he does this kind of shakery.
Oh, it's like a vocal kind of.
Just to fill in. It's like kind of like a chant. Lo-fi nature, loop 5, chopped up.
Nice auto pan left and right.
Auto pan, nice compressor EQ, nice little reverb. Reverbs are big.
For you guys?
That's without it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
That's with it. So I'm going to give credit to Jorge on this one. He uses reverb to the max. Like, he will make a reverb talk.
Wow.
He will open up. He would play with the diffuse a lot. The decay and the size of things. It's just Ableton's so powerful. Like, you don't need, what VST is that? It's like, dude, don't. Like, back then, like, DSP was valuable on computers.
Yeah,
we can only turn 2-3 things on before the thing starts shaking.
Yeah.
So mostly, our habit at first was just don't throw in plugins if you don't need it. So use Ableton as much as possible, and freezing everything. We would freeze everything. A lot of this is frozen.
Wow.
Because, I mean, you're having, early serum or early massive, 4 at a time, LFOs going up and down. Shit starts to heat up.
Yeah.
And just freeze it. Commit. Just take it. And if you like it, that's it. So that's the drum part of the verse, very influenced, like trap beat with some spatial stuff. Low end.
Kick tight. Nice.
Classic. Love it.
Heavy sidechain compression.
Oh, using just a compressor. No volume shaper. Straight Ableton compressor.
Yeah, with the Ghost sidechain on there.
Is it just a quick attack or like a transient, or is it an actual kick?
Yeah, super tight. Just to trigger it. You're just sending it as a trigger. This is obviously muted. So hi-hats play around with the hi-hat. Auto pan, EQ it nicely, sidechain it.
Dude, so excited to see you using auto pan on hi-hat. Everything
Yep.
you've done so far is like shit that I'm like, I do that.
Yeah. Kicks, but you don't hear the sub on this kick, do you?
No, it's nice and thumpy though.
Pretty.
Yeah, we hoping.
Heavy compression on the drum. Oh, it looks like you're doing like a mid-side or not mid. Yeah, is that what? Not
Just
mid-side.
a drum bus, full
it called?
parallel.
Yeah, parallel. That's right. Full
What
parallel.
kick is that? Is that a decap
Yeah.
kick?
Sounds like a decap. Yeah, decap.
Nice call.
I heard it.
Yeah, you guys have these nice selection of like kind of these like boxy, great trappy sort of kicks. That was like one thing in particular when we were making the cartel packs was like they have the specific style of kicks, boxy. Yeah, I love that.
Like it's not the word hollow, but it's a kick is a kick, a sub is a sub, a bass is a bass.
Yeah.
So like sub is anything below the bass, and a kick is just to identify where the one is or where. So everything has its own purpose.
Tetris, baby.
Tetris. A lot of people are like, well, this kick doesn't have bass in it. It needs to be more punchy. Well, wait, you haven't added your sub to it. You haven't added any movement there.
That's a good point,
You haven't
too.
added your bass line. You haven't added. Maybe the vocal is so low and stuff like that. You might just need a little click in there. So you have to think ahead also, like picking out your samples. I like having the vocal and then adding everything around it because you know where the vocal sits.
Right.
Or you know where the piano that you got sits. And then you could add the kick here. You could then start adding stuff and start filling the gaps.
So add the main element first of your part, and then use the other pick the other elements based off of that main element. So you can bring as opposed to just finding a nice punchy kick.
Yeah,
You're like,
nice punchy kick. Well, that's going to take up so much real estate. You're just a whole punchy kick. You're going to go all the way from like 100 to like almost 400 hertz. You're just going to all that is taken up for one kick.
right,
You want to
that's
add more stuff
Such
there.
a good point, dude.
You want
big picture.
It's just like, hey, okay, kick. Think about it as
Right.
you're on the list. All right,
Yeah.
your kick goes in, but not too big. Or that's not kind of
No,
not
yeah.
like you not too much this, not because we got this other guy that's gonna go in there too. So you gotta let in little at a time, because then if you throw everything in big, loud, and punchy, you're just gonna shave it with like a limiter. Then you're just left with just noise. So you try to be more selective of your sample selection, so you're not cleaning it after the fact.
Yeah.
I think that's what I meant.
You're saving a lot of time and a lot of headache later. You know what? Like I gotta say, like that makes so much sense. I've never heard or thought of that approach of like, I want to choose good samples, and I think you probably like maybe do it like subconsciously at a certain point, but to think about the final product of the mix as opposed to just being like, I like the way this kick sounds. I like that. It's like you're choosing the right sounds that are going to work together.
To add to that is, I think it's one of the most important parts of making music because, all right, we have such incredible resource these days that we have access to any sound, right, with any platform. So what people don't know, if you don't know sound history, if you don't know where the 909 came from or the 808 came from or the Lex Luger pack, or if you don't know where these hi-hats, so you see someone using like a Lex Luger clap and then they'll throw in like a decap, like, dude, you're in like two dimensions.
Yeah.
Like this is two different universes.
Yeah.
So you have to identify the history of samples. That's why I value that so much. Sample creators, even the source of a sample, you got to identify. Like, okay, the Skrillex Promises snare, right? It kind of won't fit in a trap production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I love that snare.
Yeah.
As much as I love. So some things might be beautiful on their own.
Right.
But once you start, I love this snare, I love this kick, I love this, you have to find something within the same era, the same universe, in order for it to feel wholesome, or in order, like, okay, all these 90s songs that people are doing now, right? They're doing 90s songs with like new samples, and you're
Modern,
like, this kind of makes me feel weird. This isn't nostalgic.
I don't think we talk about sample history enough. That's such a
So important.
great point.
Yeah,
And-
or if you're going to make a new sound and you want it to sound like that and knowing where it came from, but try to emulate that feeling that it had, as opposed to modernizing and compressing the fuck out of it, making it super bright.
Yeah, like the Lynn drums, the Roger Lynn drums, old like Miami Vice, like even just start thinking about drum machines when they were released, hardware.
Yeah.
And there's digital versions of all that out there somewhere, and I'm
Yeah.
sure someone resampled it and
Yeah.
put it on a platform. But sample history, like it's so important knowing where it came from. Those 808s, like,
Yeah.
even like all the hip hop producers, OG hip hop producers, like where did they get those 808s?
Everybody's using like the
Who
spins,
invented it,
Like
bro?
like the
808.
Yeah.
Bangladesh 808,
Yeah.
or like the first sense of like saturation on an 808.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, that shit's so like, you know where that came from, and now you know where to place it.
Yeah.
Because maybe to some people that sound is from a particular era,
Yeah.
and then if all of a sudden you just drop it in something it's not going to feel authentic, or it's not going to feel like part of this universe. Paint the universe.
What century is this 808
Yeah.
from?
Well,
What's the
dude,
sample history on this 808?
dude,
Yeah.
you got me. He got me, but
We're still in the fucking intro, in the
I know.
in the
Yeah.
verse or whatever.
G sharp, overused 808 too.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Overused 808 too?
So 808 too.
Yeah, that's
where am I
Custom
under?
boombox sample?
During the boombox lore, this was like
Lore.
the most Googled thing is Boombox Cartel.
Yeah, your
808
guys' 808s were very
in the
particular.
YouTube.
But from which song? From this song?
No, just in general, everybody wanted the Boombox Cartel 808, like in the YouTube.
You guys
search.
have a lot of signature sounds.
Sweet.
808 being one of them, for sure.
Dude, it's
Especially at that time, too.
you have to know where trap music comes from.
Right.
You have to know like the EDM trap versus like trap, like Gucci Mane trap, or like we got a lot of stuff. We borrowed a lot of stuff like from those sample packs. We had to use that, but guess what? We pitch bended it, or we did a little more. We saturated a little more.
Yeah.
We did a little more than that, and that's the evolution of just music.
It's kind of like a proven. It's like a proven 808. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Floss?
It sounds. Yeah. Well, Floss. Yeah, Floss was taken. He was talking about all those old sample packs and where they were getting 808s for their stuff.
They took
and
it.
It's, huh?
They took it from
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. Sorry. Yeah.
But no, I'm saying like when you borrow it, it's like this is a proven 808.
Yeah.
So if I use
The
it,
people like it.
It should work.
It should
you
work.
know?
People like it. The Amen drums.
Yeah.
Like how many artists blew up because of just the Amen drum
Yeah.
loops? Like careers and careers and careers. They still use it. They're still there because it works.
Yep.
And you put your little, and you could put your little taste, your little,
On
you
top.
said your saturation, the pitch bending, the 808s. This is what makes it mine. This is what I'm adding to the sample history, my timestamp.
Exactly. So yeah, that's drums on the verse. The whole thing together.
I could be coolin', why would you tempt me? Look at my temperature.
Great
I could
snare,
just
too.
lose it, but I'm
Playing
not losing,
hip-hop
bitch,
snare.
I'm an emperor. Pity the foolish niggas
Oh, yeah.
next to. Get him a special, hit him in a
What is this? Chop snare. Classic chop snare.
Beautiful.
Sample history.
Yep.
I don't know what song early on this came from, but this is a very classic snare.
So
Little layer on top,
okay.
Babylon
Little-
snare.
sipping rhyme with the savage.
Sounds
drug.
so good together.
Babylon snare, dude.
Yeah, good
Get
stuff.
him a vest, that's two in the best scared. We just miss pedestrians. We destroy.
But Lex trap cymbal.
Oh,
Of course.
yeah.
You see what I'm
course.
saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do we have? We have the chop snare. We have the Lex cymbal. We have like if I do a 90s like a 909 cymbal on this, I'm like, wait, what?
You're right.
If it was a different cymbal, you have to know what cymbal era or what. I think I've explained this, but it all comes together.
Yeah.
What
Dude,
the hell is
you're
this
so
guy
right.
talking about? But like after you do that with 4 or 5 samples, you're like, whoa, now I get it.
We destroyed all the evidence. I'm just looking for the nearest exit. Put a sign down, made a real mess.
Spookiness.
Ooh, what is this? Is this Omnisphere?
So this is yes.
Oh.
Omnisphere.
Is it what? Yes, In Memoriam.
Yeah, In Memoriam. Is it In
Okay,
Memoriam?
Berkeley. Let's see.
Okay, Berkeley.
In Memoriam
Yeah,
one.
let's go.
Yeah.
There's
what we
3
do.
of them.
But yeah,
Yeah, we love this one. This is just our favorite pluck ever. We know our history.
We know our history.
Yeah, with a little filter because it would be too harsh.
Yeah.
It would be over the vocal.
And you got that overdrive on top too to kind of give it that
Yeah.
sort of.
And then obviously any cashmere stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
Water drop for some reason, Jorge.
Lose it, but I'm not losing.
Ooh, it's on the snare kind of.
Oh yeah, I love this one. I love this.
Yeah.
So this, yeah, pardon my, trying to see.
Let's
where
talk about
this
the little
came from.
yoink right now.
Oh, it won't yoink. That's probably muted, but I'll do it from over here.
A little honker.
I could be cool.
Yeah, just spooky, dude.
Sick.
Gunshot. Love it. That's the original sample.
Yeah, just like it probably it's probably a reverse like.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or unless they got like.
Do you have anything on that synth group too?
Espérame, wait, hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it just repurposing stuff, like just because it says it's a category, it's a bass synth. It just it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It is what you want it to be. What other stuff? What other thing you mentioned
What was on the synth group?
on the synth group?
Was there anything processing on that too as well?
The classic like RC20,
Okay. A little character.
Dope.
just to add a little sauce on top.
You know what I noticed that's kind of interesting and is that you're not really worried about cutting all your lows all the time. It seems like this there's no lows cut on this this little yoink right here. This little
yoink,
No, I
Right?
think there is.
Oh, there is. Oh, okay.
brother.
I was like, oh, but no, because
Bruh.
we had Dylan come in and he's like, oh yeah, I didn't cut any lows on me and Skrillex, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I thought I noticed that. I wasn't calling you out.
No,
I was
no,
just
no. The lows get cut in me. Like,
okay. So you're a
if-
big cut the
well-
lows man.
Well, if
always.
you're gonna lay the first block, Tetra's first block.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to make sure. Well, the sub's gonna go there. Excuse me, but get this out of here. And you have to paint that picture early on.
The new controversy right now with like modern producers is like, if you cut your lows, you're messing up the phase on the track, and it's gonna stack up, and then everything's gonna be phase alignment's gonna get all messed up. Dude, we hear it every day online. So it's great. Just
if you cut the lows, it's
you
gonna
cut the lows
affect
because the shelf,
phase.
the linear phase is all messed up, and you have to put it on like high quality on Ableton, like Pro Q. You can go to linear phase and go to high. This I don't care about that. I just want to cut my lows in
It's-
peace.
I want to cut my lows in peace.
Yeah, you could. I mean, I'm a fan of leaving stuff in if it
Yeah.
feels good. Go off a feel first.
For sure.
If it feels good, then you're gonna carve around it. But if you're going by the book, dude, how many of those like even like the Lil Pump songs, the SoundCloud like sound, like those beats are just like smush. They're just
Yeah.
Yeah.
compressed, and it's like, do you think these guys give a hell?
No, they're not cutting their
They're not
lows.
Give a shit about
They're
linear
not
phase.
cutting
Hey,
shit.
but you know all the hardware they got on their wall, like look
Yeah.
at all the people singing along to it, or you
Yeah.
know all that, like, dude. To some extent, you got to leave it at the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
So yeah, vibe first, and then you get Tetrisy.
Tetrisy.
So sick. Hey guys, hybrid trap is one of my favorite genres of EDM, but it's also one of the most challenging to produce. That is why Cartel Volume 3 is such a staple in my production. Cartel Volume 3 contains 150 serum presets, over 750 samples and loops, and of course, a hybrid trap banger Ableton project file. Some of my favorite serum presets are this crazy wonky leads. They all got macros on them. If you don't know sound design, you'll be able to use them and abuse them. And if you do, you can easily tweak them to make your own unique signature sounds. For the next 30 days, Cartel Volume 3 is on sale for a very special price. So don't wait, go in the description and hit that link and start making hybrid trap bangers today.
Yeah, effects is like classic, like
Oh yeah.
gunshot
Beautiful.
in there, of course, a gunshot.
Yeah, dude.
That was right on the one too.
Subtle,
Hitting.
yeah. So a gunshot kind of gives the explosion effect without being an explosion.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice gunshot sample too. And then you got a little sweep before it. Yeah, you don't even know it's there
Yeah.
unless you
Just ear candy.
That's a nice ride.
couple riders.
Nice and dark.
Belly.
And we smash you what? It'll be like, oh shit.
That is an interesting selection for a ride.
Well, because
for
we're
this
not
part.
playing. You're not like playing. You're not physically performing it.
Yeah.
So what gives it like you? Every cymbal hit has a different pitch. Like if you hit it once, you hit it twice. You're gonna hit it slightly different. So just to give it like the
Wait.
so to keep them dynamic, you have to change the sustain or change the pitch slightly.
Oh shit.
So like sometimes maybe not this sample because we change the dynamic volume of things, but sometimes we'll offset the pitch by like 3 or 7, 4, 6, just by
Just
a
like
little
quarter-
bit.
quarter-
That's so
Quarter
smart.
tone or something.
Yeah, so it sounds like you performed it a certain way. So like if I were to do that, like I'll do 6 for this one. The second one I'll just do -1. The third one I'll just do
Oh, that's nice.
+2. Just subtle stuff like that. You know, I obviously didn't do it for this project, like it wasn't printed, but like it'll just sound a little more performed. Because that's what
Yeah.
drum machines did back in the day. If you press something harder, it would give it more sustain. Or like it would ring
yeah,
for
the
long.
velocity.
So velocity was a big deal with drum machines. So we're just kind of doing it ourselves, telling the software what to do, with the theory that designers for drum machines were implementing. Like you said, the MPC, right? The delay or the whatever, the choke feature. So it was very popular when you play a pad and you would play the other one, it would choke the other one. And it
Oh,
would play.
really?
So there's different patterns and
that's a good
settings within
point.
the hardware that will let you, do these tricks. But if you just throw them on top, then why does it sound so robotic?
But like even if you hadn't, that's such a small thing that you did with just. I hate to keep going on about the fucking rides, but it's to me. I'm really appreciating this tip because it's like if you had, which a lot of producers do, like I'll just duplicate a ride over and over again, but just to put a little extra thought of like, okay, let me just change the pitch on some of these, right?
Yeah.
Just like not just velocity, like just like because you don't realize, even though maybe people don't notice it, that stuff adds to ear fatigue for people. Like they're
course.
gonna get
Yep.
sick of hearing it unless it's a lot more fresh. It sounds more real.
If you're playing a hi-hat, like all of these hits are going to be so different.
Yeah.
It'll pitch up, it'll choke sooner, it's all different.
Yeah.
So if you do that and then you loop it in a place where you won't know where the loop happened, so you trick the listener to like, oh, it'll go back to the same.
Oh, that's another
So
fucking.
keep going, keep doing,
Yeah.
throw them off, and then do it on the 7th instead of the 8th, and then re-loop it, and then they don't know the pattern of the hat anymore.
Or don't loop it
I
at a
love when that
bar. Like
happens.
maybe
Don't loop
loop
it
it at like 3/4 of a bar.
3/4 of a bar, and then by the time the listener won't even know where the loop is from.
I love when that happens. It's
Yeah.
like my ADD. It can't tell. Then that piques my interest.
But you could just drag and drop from Splice something like this already
True.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
could
try to
just
make
already
samples
done-
like this now.
Exactly.
Thinking about that, that's really besides just velocity.
Yeah.
Like we'll go, oh, I'll just change the velocity and maybe I'll move it off the grid. No, change the pitch too a little bit for these things.
Yeah.
Great.
That's the hi-hats side of it.
20 minutes on the rides.
I know. 20 minutes.
I'm so stoked on the rides.
This is the side chain. Just like so many layers of just. Is this on?
Lose it, but
There they are again.
Oops. That's the stereo version of it.
Oh yeah.
So you have a hi-hat, like you have a ride in the middle, kind of, and the hats are on the side. So you're immersed in just hats.
How are you getting the hats? Are the hats completely panned to the left and right? Like, how are you getting the hats so stereo?
I think
like
this
that?
is a stereo imager. Yeah, stereo hats.
Oh, that's a little rack you got there.
Little rack, yeah.
Oh,
probably
nice.
for his
Oh, okay, it's like a little simple delay sort of trick.
simple delay.
We always call it simple delay, but it's
Yeah.
a Haas effect or whatever.
Yeah. Pause. For your for the drop, do you switch up the drums a ton, or are you kind of still
No, they're
in
different
that
drums.
in that same realm?
Same thing. Like try to make them sound like they're like stronger version of the verse drums.
Yeah.
And let's see where we are.
Ashes to ashes, they all fall down. Bunch of little bad kids from a small, small town. With some little sticky niggas and they all wild out. I am not a pretty nigga, I'm a dog right now.
The space.
Reverb on the kick too.
Oh yeah. The drums are so good. You don't even need it. Like, if that just shows you how good.
It'll be like, oh, get it, oh, shit, get it.
Dude.
Oh yeah, the little
Claps
tiny little
everywhere,
ones.
just little details everywhere.
Dude, talk about space, man.
Yeah.
The reverb on the kick is like, dude, nobody does that.
Hey, but it's illegal. Watch the phase. Be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, someone's watching.
Yeah, I'm curious actually how, because I think it is kind of hard to put reverb on a kick and get it to be right.
Just like a
even
nice
Those
room.
rides are so good too. The big fucking rides again,
Dude, Jesus.
Shut the fuck up,
Big
dude.
ride episode here.
Yeah, dude. Like, can you talk about the snare for fuck's sake?
Yeah, just big. It's a stomp. So it would
Yeah.
this would be considered a stomp, like if we go trap history. Like I think
Yeah.
it's big stomp energy back in the day. So
Big stomp energy.
yeah, so it's pretty much big stomp, but with some verb.
Dope.
But still a kick, like holding on for the sub. So you got one kick for the air, the room. So
Okay.
room is kind of like 800 hertz.
Yeah.
Like if it's roomy, if you have roomy stuff, 800 hertz. So you're putting a kick in a room, or you're building a room for a kick, because the sample here has no room. It's a studio kick. So what we're doing is we're adding space, and we're just creating this artificial world.
Was it on the same kick sample or on a different kick sample?
Different kick sample,
I noticed it was like 75%, 80%. Yeah.
80% reverb on a kick, but then you have the kick that has
Right.
Love it.
the cojones with,
I love those cojones.
and
Also huevos. You can call
huevos
them huevos
también.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. What's that layer over there?
Yeah, we got to know.
Oh,
Oh,
we need
dude, what are
those.
you doing to me,
Oh.
bro? This is what I'm talking about. This is
broken
the ear
huevos.
candy shit you guys do so good.
But you change it up. You can't do the same thing because you get exhausted.
Yeah, dude.
When does it loop for this?
This one, okay, so we count. We have a little guy.
Little guy.
We have a medium guy. We have a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
We go back to medium
Back to
Ooh.
medium.
and then little guy.
Hit him.
So we are doing this whole thing. We're doing a whole, what is it, 8 bars? 4
Right.
bars.
Yeah.
4 bars. But better than just the one off. Better than just this one guy doing the whole work.
For sure.
Is it the same sample, just different fades and different squeezed warping, or is it a bunch of the similar sounding?
It might be like a big Foley loop.
Okay, I see.
And then we're like, okay, maybe this one not for second, maybe this one for third, and or you just swap them, you change them around.
Yeah.
I love that. Creates so much
It's
interest.
like a water drop too. Like it's got a bunch of energy to it. Kind of like a splashy.
Oh god, the fucking bass is so good. We tried to make this, didn't we?
Yep.
See if I did it right.
Yeah, but that's kind of drums.
What's up with those rides? I'm just kidding.
Oh, God, dude. Again, bro.
Big ride.
Yo, bro, can we talk about
Big
the
ride
ride?
energy over here.
I'm gonna pull up my notes. Yes.
Yes, dude.
Please.
The buzz roll.
Can we talk about the buzz bass?
The buzz
the
bass.
the LFO buzz bass. What is it?
I love these names. I love
Oh,
them.
we got them, bro.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, this might have been like an old drum and bass sound. I think this might have been like an old pack. Jarrah and Stone. It might have been one of those like where you had to go in and buy them and download them versus like getting them from a
Oh,
platform.
yeah.
Like so you would share them or you would find them on like Loopmaster or whatever the
Yeah.
these sites. But Freeze. Let's see where the. So this was kind of processed and frozen for DSP purposes. Oops. What do we got? Oops. I was going through this pack. I Googled this pack, and I was like, I can't find this sound. So what I think was, it was just granular synth, one of those sounds on there, or just stretched it, or just like did some weird stuff and saturated it.
Yeah, I actually one of the questions I really wanted to ask you is, are you kind of more of like an audio sound designer? Like kind of do like what do they call it, like a mud pie kind of thing, or are you like a, you know, do you like to use Serum and Massive and stuff like that? Or are you just very much like, let me find the right sample and let me fuck it up and make something crazy?
Audio first.
Always audio
Always
first.
audio. Freeze. I'll flip it. I'll saturate it, grain delay it. I will reverb it, close the reverb, throw it back in. Just make stuff out of like nothing.
Yeah.
Like in a separate session beforehand?
No.
Oh, okay.
In a big junk session, and then you end up deleting stuff. But, yeah, audio, big audio. MIDI, I never trusted MIDI. I've always hated MIDI. I always I remember you play something and the pitch is off, and then by the time it loops again, like my pitch bends didn't go back because I got pretty scarred with during the future bass times.
Yeah.
The future bass era.
LFO was going crazy,
Yeah.
and MIDI going crazy, and it was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just automation just flying. So we kind of did more of the approach of, hey, just print it, just freeze it, let it live like that, and then add more to it if you need more to it. We'll save the MIDI of something, like kind of like having a clean slate of a guitar, and then you reamp it, and then you bring it back in. If you don't like the tone, you still have the clean.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that old school approach of that, and audio.
Does the source usually start for you guys when it comes to like your main drop sounds? Does the source usually start from samples, or do you start it from a synth and make something like from a preset or from scratch, or does it vary?
Now more of a synth,
Okay.
where we kind of write the melody of where we want the drop to go, and then we fill it in with samples, or we fill it in with sound design. But dude, so many projects like that die, where you just have an incredible build, drums. Like,
Yeah, you have no idea.
We got nothing. Like, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you'll wake up one day and be like, yeah, bling, 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 pop, pop, pop. Like, hell yeah. And then you write it down with MIDI, initial patch, ding, 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 dot, dot, dot. And then you're like, all right, we got to fill this in, make it cool.
That is a good point, dude.
Yeah.
Because
You
so
don't
many,
trust MIDI.
I just don't trust MIDI. I think now, I think Jorge's like more MIDI, leaning more into the MIDI. Obviously, the synth side, yeah, big, you have to. There's no other way around that. Just writing chords, layering chords. But when it comes to sound design, it's like you're moving a wave table this way. But if you play that again, it's going to sound different.
Mm-hmm.
Can we agree that there's a mini micro difference? There's a difference in it.
For sure.
So you can't like fall in love with it. Like, it's kind of hard because it's going to change. It's always going to change. If the reverb's going to, it's the same data, but if you play it back again, like, oh man, like the reverb kind of.
You can resample and see, and like on a complicated patch, you'll see if it's doing the same thing. They'll look at the audio; it'll be different, which can kind of sometimes be cool and be like, oh, this one actually came up with something cool. This third one, for some reason, is the better one. So let me use this as my main sound now.
It's like chance or probability.
Yeah,
it's some weird data
algorithms
thing.
and shit,
Algorithms and stuff. So what I like to do is just freeze. At least freeze it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you leave it frozen, you duplicate it, and then you print one of them.
Got it.
So, like, you know what? We're going to commit to this one just to have it there. If we need to go back, we'll open that present if it's still there.
Right.
Because if you change your plugins on that computer, or if 4 years later someone wants to see a project file.
You would love our project files, dude. We got MIDI drums everywhere.
Yeah.
MIDI drums.
MIDI drums. We're in Simpler.
We do it for a lot of the reason we do it is for when we do like a project file or something. If we give away our project files, we want the people to be able to easily see everything, and then sometimes we're swapping stuff out. Lately, I've personally been trying to move more to audio. The reason why I hate audio when it comes to drums specifically or other parts is you spend so much time putting everything in the right spot, and then having to then duplicate it and move it over can be a huge pain in the ass. Like if you ever, I know you could just consolidate it, but even that sometimes can have issues, I think, when you consolidate stuff.
I think that's where we have to sacrifice a little to just put in the work of like, all right, fades.
Yeah.
Make sure those clicks and pops. But if I do it once, I don't have to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I want to open that project file years after that, because, oh, you know what, I want to do something special for my show, I want to export stems, everything's right where I left it.
Yeah. Hey everyone, we are super excited to let you guys know that we finally have launched our YouTube membership page. You guys can now join the Excellent Sound YouTube page as a member and get tons of awesome perks, like exclusive content for your eyes only, as well as access into our guest project files, extra sounds, extra footage, and get your questions answered directly from the pros. You'll also get some extra perks like badges, emotes, and priority comments and chat. But that's not it, and we've saved the best for last. We are gonna match your membership price with a monthly coupon to the Excellent Sound store, which makes your membership essentially free. You can use this coupon for serum presets, samples, project files, and even lessons. Becoming a YouTube member really helps out our channel and allows us to bring in more awesome content from our guests and from us. We have a few different price point tiers, and each one is better than the next. So click the link in the description and join our membership now, and let's build this community to be something bigger than we've ever dreamed of. Like maybe like getting Skrillex. I don't know, we'll try to get Skrillex. We get bigger. I feel like he might come on. That might help. Let's try to get Skrillex. What are your favorite? What are some of your favorite go-to drop synths or maybe samples? Like let's say you're about to write a drop right now. Are you like the type of guy that does his drums first? I should probably ask you that first. Are you the type of guy that does all his drums first before he starts doing his drop?
I used to.
Okay.
Early on, I used to do that, but then I was just left with the whole session with just drums.
Yeah, you
like,
could.
Well, now I have to write a lead
got
for
burned
those
out
drums.
or something.
Yeah, you have to write a lead for those drums. And I'm like, But if you have this like spicy bass sound, then yeah, you could write around that a lot easier.
Because that's going to be your.
Yeah. Because, okay, you have to find something cool, and you have to find something cool that fits. Let me just find something cool first.
Oh, okay.
And then drums, yeah, easy,
True.
light work. So lead sounds, like that one bass lead sound, like everyone's trying to get that one bass lead sound, that do that right pattern, and you're touring all over the world. So find that first.
Is it you just finding the sound, or is it you actually doing the pattern? Or just the sound?
So clean session, sick sound, make a sick pattern with said sick sound.
No drums.
No drums.
Just pattern.
So
interesting.
So like, for example, I'll go to the chainsaw one. This is why I wanted to bring this one up, because this was a big, it was kind of like a toy box. It was just like move things around, see what works, and then, hey, we got something. Now and this is when like a duo comes into play. We're like, dude, I'm fried. My ears are ringing. Like I can't feel anything. I stayed up till 4 a.m, and this sounds dope. Please write me some drums to this. And then fresh mind comes into the studio. I'm like, yeah. And then, so I think this one too, like, let me see. I don't know exactly what I'm about to play, but.
I get your bitch on my dick. I get it whipping the brick.
So chainsaw. It was all like, okay, I think there's something with these sounds. I'm going to save these to the front. And I think I just keep, like, chopping stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of seesaw-y. Like, I think there's something there. But just to get to this pattern, dude, alone, chopping and reversing and pitching. And on top of that, if you did sound design from, like, a modular rig, you have to tune that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And to tune something that, do you think you could, like a guitar rings, bong, it'll ring. But to tune,
Fucking, yeah.
Pitch bends a little bit. Is that the note? So you just kind of like, and that's why you need maybe a second opinion sometimes, where you're like, dude, this is off. This is not it. Or like, you know what? I'll go in and tune it with clean ears. I'll tune it, and then you're onto something. But like bits and pieces.
Dude.
Just like dumb stuff. But
What are these made in, though, when you start them?
So this was maybe
It's a mud pie, obviously. So you're just like
Yeah.
going crazy.
So this was probably
The vocal. You made it from the vocal?
yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
So gain. Let's see. I think there's some more.
Brother.
Oh, we get another brother.
So what I did is this is audio. So I think I resampled it and I was tweaking it with. So I'll just grab formants and I'll just move formants or pitch. I'll move pitch up or down, and then I'll re-record it, like resample it. So you see, there's some low end
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
and then you'll have something just. Maybe a pre-drop sample.
Yeah, it sounds like there's like an LFO tool on there or
Because
something.
so that LFO probably came from one of these channels where I had the original vocal in, added the LFO, did all this like saturation, grain delay, whatever, OTT, and then I was attaching knobs here and I was just messing with the, because it doesn't sound like I did it with a. So I think I was just kind of stretching it, or like
trying to find it.
doing maybe like textures or something.
What a sick like exercise to like write a drop. You know what I'm saying?
Because all day,
No
dude,
drums.
all day. Like,
Yeah.
this is come on,
Right.
Yeah.
like. So we have okay. We have the intro. Add beef to it for the verse.
Yeah.
This is great seeing your process. This is awesome the way you're explaining this, by the way.
Like little its and beats, maybe hi-hats, maybe da da da.
Yeah.
But you have to go in sound design mode in the studio and just like lose yourself, go crazy, and just work on sounds. Like, go to bed, go get coffee, go walk around, come back, and then okay, look, now with this sound, you could have potential hi-hats here. But yeah, just you have your hi-hats now. And then they're all different, like we were talking about. So they're all kind of different. So yeah, sound design. Okay, now I have hi-hats. Kind of just let them hang out right there. I have some hi-hats. And then, so yeah, your toy box. You just, when you're messing around.
You're playing.
Playing around.
I get it.
Yeah, so like session. We had a session with like on this file. Marching band.
This is sketches.
Sketches, yeah. So I have like 7 project files for this, and when I upgraded to 12, I lost it, but I had already exported it. So I had just saved myself of this. I could open it with like no plugins are on or like nothing's on, but I'm still with this Intel thing,
Right.
whatever. But the final version was this. Famous Dex ended up calling, his tour manager ended up calling me, and he said, "Hey, dude, I have Famous Dex here. He's in LA. He's just trying to work. Like, do you have cash and he'll get you a whole song right away?" I was like, "Olivia, I gotta go.
I gotta go, babe. I'm out.
We were like in a wine bar or something. We're just having a alone time. I was like, "Sorry, babe. Like, I got to." So I went to the car. I'm like, "All right, what's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, he's here in the studio, man. Just send me a song and just Venmo this dude, and he'll get whatever you want done."
What?
But this is a person that I had met because he was Migos TM, or I had met him through the industry through Mustard, I think.
Wow.
So I did some work with DJ Mustard, and ended up meeting him. Cool guy. Ended up seeing on some festivals, and then he calls me. He's like, "Hey, I'm working with Famous Dex now. Like, do you want a feature from him? I'm like, I haven't heard from him in a while, but I mean, go for it. Like, I'm just down. And he's like, yeah, send me the track and just to Venmo this dude this much. I was like, oh, you know what? It's Famous Dex. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, vocals are hard to come by. Original vocals are hard to come by. So let's just for the stash. Send it to them, FaceTiming me. Like, he's just saying it. He's just like, all right, we got it. Like, what do you want me to rap about? I'm like, dude, just go hard. Just go crazy.
Can't talk.
And this.
Can't talk. Ooh, can't talk. Baby girl, don't stop. Yeah, can't talk. Can't talk. That's can't talk. Baby girl, don't stop. Pop a little money, can't talk. You want that money, can't talk. Chanel is all in my wall. I get the juice from my wall. I smoke a dope, can't talk. Gun on me, can't talk. You better watch you walk. You better walk. Can't walk, can't talk. Can't talk, can't talk. Can't walk, can't talk. Can't talk.
Yo, what the fuck? Let's go. What a switch up.
So I was like, we're gonna repeat the drop again. Like, what?
Dude.
So I was in Mexico when we had these projects, just like 7-8 projects of just things, like just a mud. What do you say? A pie,
Mud pie, yeah.
Mud pie of stuff. And then I was with Jorge in Monterey, and then we're just like, dude, let's just put this one together. Like, there's ever so much here, and then just back to the roots. All right, let's moon love this AF as much as possible. So we're like classic noise oscillator, reverb, and just go with the traditional what works. And yeah, first drop, we had like the bass, like the noisy stereo bass on there. And then for the second drop, Olivia has a video of this. I'm sure maybe Olivia could share the video of us in the studio when we wrote the second drop, the Baile Funk.
Oh, sick.
Oh, dude.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
we could put
no,
this in the video.
Because Jorge was like, no, dude, just do the same thing. I was like, no, dude, just
Yeah.
throw that thing in there. Like, it doesn't matter.
Dude. Oh, I love it.
So it was just like,
It works.
It's humans together in a studio just resolves a lot of stuff. Like, a friend or a studio partner, even just a normie opinion. Someone that doesn't know production.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like the part. Like, okay, maybe I'll keep doing that. Or like, maybe I'll do. And producers, we like to just be alone, and we stare at a computer for so long, we get in our head, and we just kind of lose. We start drifting away a little bit. But always try to ground yourself with another producer. Even ask for feedback, ask for an opinion, ask for something that they might be hearing that you're not.
Dude, that's so underrated. It's like we were talking about having a muse, a little bit ago. Like, dude, having a muse in the studio could just be a homie or a friend or just, whatever, party in the back and work up front,
You just use a mullet reference?
Yeah, I know. I like how you brought that to your attention. But no, it's true, man. Yeah. Like, you're creating a vibe, you know? Some people thrive in like that party kind of environment in the studio. Yeah. Sometimes it's a distraction, but like having a muse, that's so sick and very underrated.
even to spark ideas, even to get something started.
Right.
But when it's time to mix, yeah, maybe leave them outside.
Yeah.
And they start bringing it. They have the normies like, yeah, clap needs a little bit more low end. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
those mid lows are a little.
I don't like that part. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Get out of here. Guys, I wanted to take a quick break to tell you about this crazy full circle moment with Americo. Back in 2016, we were producing hybrid trap every single day. We were making remake videos. We were young bloods. Boombox Cartel was a crazy influence on us, so we decided to make a sample and preset series called Cartel. Cartel is one of our most popular packs. It's been used by Skrillex, Joyride, Nightmare, and some other really, really big artists. And to celebrate Boombox Cartel being on the show, sharing production secrets with us, we want to give you guys the entire Cartel bundle for an insane price. 390 serum presets, over 1,500 samples, 3 banger project files. There's something in there for you. And to get this Cartel series bundle, go in the description, hit that link, and start producing some hybrid trap. Thank you, Americo, for coming on the show, and thank you guys for supporting Excellent Sound since 2016. Let's get back to the episode.
Dude, one thing that I heard, I have no idea about this, so I hope I don't sound under research, but I heard Olivia mention, but something about a label. Are you going to put this out on a label, or is it already out on your label, your own label, Boombox label? What's going on?
Already out. I mean, dude, I'm just forever grateful with like the label circuit that I had early on. Like even just the Mad Decent, just having a family, having something, having to identify with some people, or having a little family and people backing your music, just so important. And we launched something because, like, I mean, for the past few years, like, they kind of weren't posting much. They kind of like some of the labels got sold off. Some of the labels just ended up just kind of laying low and quiet. And dude, we were here because of that, like the ID culture, just playing stuff out and people clipping it, people like, you know, ripping it, people like, where do we have that outlet now? Now you have to dance to it on TikTok and then just hope the right person sees it. Yeah. And how are they going to share it? Like I see a lot of great stuff, but I don't share that. Like I think I'm just maybe scrolling and I don't share it. But so we launched like a radio station, fake radio station on SoundCloud, sick. Where we just get homies, like big time, little time, anytime producer DJs to just, hey, do a 30-minute mix. You've never DJed before, try to put a mix together.
Sick.
And let's see if people vibe with something. Maybe people will be like, yeah, what's track number 3 on this one? Get a better idea of where your career might want to lean towards. And we have that ID culture again. And
really cool.
You know, if they want to watermark their stuff, we could watermark it for you guys.
Yeah.
They're playing it out and people reshare it. People could, you know, SoundCloud was a lot for us. Like it did so much for us. And I'm just kind of concerned for the youth that they might not have that. They might have better resources with like algorithms and TikTok. Maybe they know how to ride that wave a little better. But we just want to make sure that they get the opportunities that we got to.
For the culture.
For straight up the culture.
Yeah.
It's really sick.
So is there a way for like maybe people that are watching this are able to like maybe get involved with that too as well? Is there like a demo submission box? Like how does that work? Or is it only strictly like core?
No, dude, open to anyone. And we've just signed records from people that don't even have like social media presence. They don't even have to dance around or do all this stuff. Like we'll back your song, we'll pitch it, we'll email the people at the platforms and be like, hey, we found this cool, hope you guys can support it. And we've gotten, you know, some really nice like even playlist opportunities for people who are just starting off.
That's so rad.
Really cool.
And yes, we have a website that they could submit on, like MONTA.
We could link it if you want.
Link it.
Yeah, we'll drop it in the description.
You don't have to be you don't have to like, we just listen to everything. We have like meetings about it. It's just that, you know, 3 of us that just run everything. And
that's dope.
We listen to almost everything. And I love playing things out too, make sure it works. Yeah. And I'll hit up some of these guys and be like, yo, it worked. Like, whatever keep doing it. And some people want to like use it for another thing or want to take it to another label. That's fine.
Yeah.
We want to keep this like ID culture going because it's going to benefit everyone.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I don't think Jefe would be Jefe like if like I think even RL Grime like even played it out a bunch. I think even Reaper too. Like we homies playing homies stuff. It's name of the game.
Yeah.
And now everyone's so like, yeah, it's my ID only. It's like, okay, you can keep it to yourself, but I remember even early on, like, oh, Adventure Club like ripped my sound, our private link. There was no download on it. Adventure Club just like ripped something from our private SoundCloud, and they played something out, went off, and they sent us like a video, and then they're like, guys, like this one worked, and then we're like,
sick.
like fuck you, but amazing.
Yeah.
Like I hate you, but thank you. So we're our own enemies, right?
Yeah.
We could only tamper our careers, but just be a little more open. I think everyone should be a little more open, and I think we could get back into those.
Well, what do you think new artists need to do to stand out in today's day and age of the EDM scene?
Brother. Dude, I mean, not just new artists, like old artists too.
Everybody,
Like,
yeah.
Dude, do you think, Tiesto's gonna do backflips on TikTok? You think
No.
like ultimately, I mean, I think about this every day, dude. Music, consistent, always be there, always post there, always be there for your fans, and you'll push through all of this stuff, I think. And you know what? Like, I have some favorite artists that never post. I have some favorite artists that aren't even vocal online. But you know what? I could listen to one of their songs and I'll be like, yeah, I hope he's doing good. Or like, you know what? Whenever he's in town, I'll probably go. Whenever he drops a new album, I'll buy it. If you're a social butterfly and if you're a really fun guy, put yourself out there, because branding is probably 90% of it now. If good music, just good music, and you're an incredible, like, magnetized person where people gravitate towards you, use that. Not everyone has that. Like, use your other positive traits to attach to your music, because that does a lot of the heavier work these days.
Yeah, I think you guys definitely have like a strong brand. I mean, was one of the things that we were talking about before is just like, okay, so you got two dudes that, obviously you have dual citizenship, but two dudes from Mexico, they got a Boombox Cartel, great name, right?
Killer name.
Fits
Sick.
perfectly in the hybrid trap realm too, The branding with your I'm gonna fuck it up. Dia de los Muertos mixes and stuff like
love
that.
it.
Did I fuck it up?
No, Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos.
There you go.
Yeah, like your mixes like that. You brand it around your culture, because that's what you guys are. You guys are Mexicans, right? Like, that's fucking sick. Like, I love that about your guys' brand, and I think that was besides your music, I think that was a huge part in your guys getting a lot of success too.
Dude, you were dropping Mexican bangers, dude, when I saw you guys live. I saw you guys at, like, what was it, the
You
Novo?
saw them live?
I saw them
Oh
live.
yeah, the Nokia Theater. We were
Nokia
trying to figure it
Theater.
out.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, and you guys were dropping, like, mariachi, and then
That's
boom,
so
right
sick.
into trap. Like, and then, like, now I see people doing that, and I know for a fact they were super influenced by you guys.
Oh,
I
for
appreciate
sure.
it, man.
Yeah, dude, and it was just like a party. It's just a party.
Yeah. San Francisco, I remember 2017, I think it was, or something. And I called up like the biggest mariachi band that possible.
Sick.
And I called these guys up and I said, hey, I wrote this whole edit together. Like, I put this all together. We don't have to mic anyone up. But they're like, no, but we know the song anyway. I'm like, all right, you're going to play the song, and then it's going to, because I sent them the intro track. And yeah, I had them all come out. So they couldn't fit on the stage. And then we realized there was like, I think it was like an 8-year-old mariachi performer. Like, I didn't know you were gonna bring your kids. Like, yeah, my kid's part of the band.
Hell yeah.
I'm like,
That's
all right,
sick.
cool, sick. So yeah, they played the intro. We had confetti, and we did a whole thing. Obviously, San Francisco, like
Yeah.
big raza, like
Yeah.
straight up homies there. And but yeah, always. I mean, that's I can't remove that from myself. Like, that's who I am,
Yeah.
and that's why I got to rock. So
That's awesome. I mentioned earlier about some of like the ear candy stuff that I noticed that you guys do. What are some of your favorite like producer tricks that you love to do? Like, whether it be like reverb throws, or maybe it's the arpeggiator rate thing that we were talking about, the filtered chords. Maybe it's some ambient filters. What are some of your favorite producer tricks to like kind of show off a little bit and to keep people interested? You don't have to show us physically, but
like show off, not in the studio with like other producers, but like to
in
the
your
listener.
song.
To the listener.
Yeah.
I think, dude, structure of a song. There's there's incredible producers, amazing, talented musicians, sound designers. Like some of these guys are so good, but they don't know how to structure a song. They don't know how to start off. They'll start off with some terrible drums, just like playing first. I'm like, dude, this is like the third best part of the song. Like, wait, don't put that there. Put this part here. Put this there. So big structure freak and emotion. Think about it as an emotion. Like if you're listening at from the beginning, probably in my car, probably like some person, I don't know who you are, and I'm just gonna listen to it. Am I gonna skip this song? Yes or no? So I think the initial grab the attention and take them on that journey, I think is really important. I think structure over any trick.
You guys are known, and to me especially, for having amazing chord progressions, and your melodies are really, really great. You choose great sounds, a lot of like vintage sort of retro sounds I've noticed. How do you guys come up with a lot of your chord progressions and your leads? What is your process like that when writing that type of stuff?
So first off, Jorge is like a classically trained pianist.
Okay, nice.
Really?
His dad, it's in his DNA. His dad is an orchestral conductor for one of the largest universities in northern Mexico.
Wow.
And he's toured with some of the most incredible violinists, cello players. Like he grew up pretty much on a piano. Like, so it has been a blessing to be able to work with him and be able to. Sometimes he'll get a little jazzy on me. He'll be like, it's like, brother, chill out. And he'll start doing some weird extensions and all this other stuff. I'm like, no, well, voice it like this, keep it like that, keep it classic, and he's great to bounce ideas off of, and he'll take notes really well, and he'll be like, yo, yeah, you're right, I won't do this, I won't, but yeah, we're able chord voicing is super important.
Your voicing is so good, dude.
So, sometimes not the biggest chord might make sense. Sometimes it's the chord with a different voicing. So the vocal sits right there, back to the Tetris piece. And yeah, it just music theory. I can't, not the best at music theory. I think it's such a valuable thing. We're so spoiled that we're able to just kind of find MIDI packs, and we're able to find all this incredible resources. But if you don't know the fundamental, if you have some time, spend some time and dive into music theory, take some piano lessons, even though you don't need them. Just take them. It'll open up your mind, and you'll understand music from even a further back perspective. You could see things differently.
That's great advice, dude.
Yeah, I love that. Dude, thank you so much for coming on. It is so rare for us to see into your production, and it was so much fun to go back and get some Boombox lore, dude. It was amazing. We learned so much from you.
No, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, and I appreciate what you guys do. This is really, really nice for the community, for musicians, producers, aspiring producers. All this is great knowledge and great talk. I think you guys should just keep ripping it, man. I'm so excited for you guys.
Thank you, man.
Anything you want to tell the people that you're excited about, that you're working on? We just talked about the label. We're gonna link that.
Yeah, man. Plug wise, tour dates.
Yep.
Always on tour. And yeah, MONTA, our beautiful little record label, our little home.
Yeah, bro.
All are welcome. That's it.
Well, dude.
Oh, and a hot sauce. I got
oh yeah. Sponsored.
I brought the boys some hot sauce, some clean hot sauce.
Don Fuego?
My Mexican hot sauce is kind of gnarly with the ingredients, so we kind of developed something over throughout the years. I think Rogue Tour era, quite some time.
Yeah.
And the minimum order was pretty big, so
damn, that's so sick.
So we we just give it out to homies, and
I'm excited to try it out.
Yeah,
man.
we can't wait to try.
We love
bro.
hot sauce.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
No, man,
really
thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Like the video, subscribe, comment. We'll see you guys in the next one. Shout out Boombox Cartel, bro.
Yeah, baby.